I've got lots of plants in my office. None of them are real, because if I bring a real plant into this office, it doesn't last very long, it dies. Try as hard as I might, I can't keep it alive. The plants in my office, such as this one, they're artificial. They're very, very pretty, but they're artificial. There's no life in them. And you understand very well why there's no life in them, because there's no roots. You don't have to water them, don't have to fertilize them. They just sit there. They provide beauty to the scene, but they're not alive. They're rather stagnant and cold, quite frankly. You touch them, they feel like plastic. You smell them, there's no odor. They serve a purpose, but not the purpose of a living plant. What's the difference between a person who's filled with life and a person who's not filled with life? I honestly believe, as one who has been touched by God's Holy Spirit and believes so fervently in His presence, I firmly believe that what gives you life is God Himself. If He creates this universe out of nothing, if, according to Philippians 3:20, He keeps the entire creation going by the power of His ordering of things, if God creates life from the very beginning, then God creates life in men and women and teenagers and children. He does that by means of His Spirit. And when God's life comes in you, if God is not darkness, and if He's not death, and if He's not evil, if God is life and goodness and truth and purity, when God comes in you, that's what He brings to you. He brings you life. You find greater joy in the blessings that life brings you because somewhere in your mind and heart, you honestly believe that God has brought that blessing. And when you tie God in with blessings, it gives it that much more life. And when trials come, as invariably they do, if God is in you, His life is in you. The darkness has to flee, and God's light comes shining through. The young boy was walking with his father in the middle of the night to Grandma and Grandpa's house. The young boy wants to surprise Grandma and Grandpa. And as they're walking, he becomes very afraid, and he says, "Daddy, your light is so small and this darkness is so large." And his father says to him, "I'll make you a promise. If we just keep on walking, you'll see that my light gets us all the way to Grandma and Grandpa's house." If you have God's light inside of you, you have all the power, the peace, the love that you could possibly need. Artificial plants, they don't need to be watered. They have no roots. Artificial lives are those lives that are not filled with the presence of God, because when you're filled with His presence, streams of living water fill you and they flow out to others. May God's peace be yours as it is mine. In His name, amen.